Okay, good morning, everyone. So whether you're here live or whether you're here on the replay, I'm glad you're here. Our April Zoom asana class, it's a bit dark, but when I get back there, it's gonna brighten up. Our April asana class, and I know I say it every time, but oh my God, it's another month. It just keeps flying by. But so this month our focus is on our pelvis and our legs. So that is going to be our focus for today's class as well. Being a 90-minute class, we'll have time to just really slowly warm up and wake up the body before we move into some more dynamic poses, and also time to do a nice long savasana, a meditation, a pranayama, and a meditation. So I'm excited to get going and have a full class today. So I hope you enjoy the extra time and notice the difference that it can make to your practice. And as I've said before, you don't have to do an hour or 90 minutes to be considered a practice. So long as you have a consistent practice, like maybe it's one pose one day, maybe it's 3 poses the next day, maybe the next day is an hour-long class, and then the next day is maybe just a meditation, and then every now and then throwing in these longer classes can be really, really helpful. So let's settle in. I'm going to make my way back to the mat this morning to settle in. Feel free to settle in on a chair. If you're doing the whole practice with a chair, just make it your own. And I say that to everyone here, whether you're using a chair or on the mat or whatever you're using. With all of the poses and movements that I do, these are just a guideline. So you can turn it into really whatever you want, so long as we've spoken about this before, it's a similar movement. Okay, so you do you, whatever works for your body today, and just follow the guidelines that I'm taking you through. Okay, I'll work my way back. I will pop the chair up here because I will use a chair every now and then, just because I can. I'll sit all the way back here. Hopefully you can hear me all right. Give me a little thumbs up if you're live, and you can, yep, cool. All righty. So just starting wherever you want to start to do a little check-in. So settling into your seat, your mat, your cushion, your chair, whatever you're on. Few sighs, just to, create this space for yourself to practice. And notice what it is that you brought to your practice today. Physically, what's present today. Mentally, what's present today. Emotionally, have you got any emotions just kind of lingering in the background this morning? Excuse me. Energetically, what's going on this morning? Do you feel quite energized or lethargic? A lot of the time it's got to do with how you've slept the night before or what you've got going on in your life. That can be quite draining if you've got lots and lots going on. Or energizing if it's something that you're really looking forward to. And then spiritually, do you feel connected to your practice, to your Sangha, to everything around you today? Or do you feel isolated and like it's just you? And then when we put that all together, it's an overall feeling tone of you. So what is today's feeling tone for you? And you know it's going to change. It'll change as soon as you begin your first pose, and it'll continue to change all the way through to your meditation at the end and throughout your day. But just in this moment, what is the feeling tone? And then come to your breath and just feel the gentle rhythm of your breath. And then I'd like you to inhale and reach your arms up and just have a little stretch. Just reaching the left, reaching the right, wiggle around a little, whatever you want to do. And of course, you can do this seated on a chair or on the floor. And any other movements that you feel, you know, your body just wants to make. Maybe a big yawn or a sigh or whatever. Bring the arms down, make some shoulder circles. Nice. Make some little circles in the hips if you like. So remembering these are just suggestions, you do you. And then if you're going to sit on the floor, move your way to the floor now. If you're already there, we're going to straighten our legs out in front of us. And just give the legs a bounce. Get off one of my legs. Just bouncing the legs on the floor. And using that as a little massage, so as your calves kind of pat down on the floor, maybe the back of the thighs might pat down a little, it'll depend what you're sitting on. Just letting the legs, the muscles have a little massage. And you'll notice the longer you go, the psoas muscles getting into play here. So that might start to tire, so just rest. And then when you're ready, give the legs a little bit of a shake. Let them roll in and out. Maybe you go at the same time together like windscreen wipers. Maybe you go, I don't know, it's just whatever happens. Okay. Circles in the ankles. Change direction. And then wiggle your toes. And then can you just practice for a bit spreading the toes? Just like you would spread your fingers, spread the toes. Not as easy as it sounds. For some, it's quite easy. For others, not a chance. And your toes kind of seem to go in all weird directions. But just opening up those muscles and ligaments in the feet, doing that can be really, really beneficial for your feet and your toes and your ankles. Okay. And then you're going to bring, we haven't done this for so long, bring your right leg up and pop your foot on, just not over your knee, not on top of the knee, but either above the knee or below the knee a little. We don't want it resting on the knee. That can be a bit damaging, it can hurt. And then we turn the right hand so the fingers face forward or face toward us and just bounce a little. If your shoulder doesn't like that, it's okay. Just turn your fingers around. That's fine. But if your shoulder can tolerate it, it just gets a little bit more movement in your shoulder as well, in the joint and in the elbow. But just nice and gently bouncing that knee, that leg, and feel what's going on up in the hip joint. Okay, and then bring that foot either to the inside of the knee or to the outside of the knee, whatever you prefer. Left elbow goes round, and just a nice little squeeze of the knee as you lengthen the spine. Yeah. And then a little twist. We don't need to go all the way around, but just a little twist. And make sure that your left elbow is drawing that knee toward the midline as you go around. Nice. Okay, let it slide down alongside the other one again. And just notice whatever you notice. It will feel a little different, even just with that little movement. And change sides. We'll do the same thing, obviously, on the other side. So the left foot goes up, left fingers turn in. And one side might be more comfortable than the other. So, you know, if you need to do it slightly differently, that's okay too. If you can't get your foot up above, like on your thigh, as I said, move it down to your shin, or even just have it on the floor on the inside, if that's more comfortable for you. Sorry, I should have said that before. Loosening up some of these tissues in the hips. Okay, bring the foot down, either inside or outside, whichever. Hug it with the right elbow now. Squeeze it in, lengthen the spine, then turn. Remember, we don't want that knee to open out, so hug it right into the midline there. Okay, bring it back, lay it down. Take a moment. So sitting upright, so we're up on our sit bones. We're not on the back of the sit bones. We're placing our weight evenly right up in the middle of the sit bones. The legs are long. Draw the toes back towards you a little. Stretching out the back of the legs. Very gently now hinging forward, just the tiniest bit, just until you can feel the hamstrings a little more. Keeping the toes either pointing to the ceiling or even drawing back towards you, just the tiniest bit. I don't want you to think, oh, the further I go, the better it's going to be. I'm going to get my head to my, my knees or whatever. We're not even thinking about that. All we're thinking about is hinging the body a little, closing that hinge. Maybe go a tiny bit further The heart space is open. The spine's in its natural curves. And then maybe if you've got it in you, maybe a tiny bit further. Again, there's no rounding, no changing in the spine. It's just a rotation in the hip joints. And of course, if our hamstrings are a little tight, we might not get as far as we'd like, and that's okay. Pull yourself back up. All right. Now bring your left leg closer into the midline. It'll feel a bit odd for a sec. And then cross your right ankle over your left. Yep. And we're going to do the same thing, hinging forward a little. So we do this quite often standing, and we did it on, I think it was on Monday, we did this standing. Yep. So this is same, just another way of getting that same stretch. Now split back, uncross, change sides. One side might be a bit more noticeable than the other. And of course, we don't want to push ourselves. Oh, I'm not feeling this, so I need to go further. Just take it easy. As I said, we're not trying to win any gold medals or anything here by getting our forehead to the floor or our knees. As far as I know, yoga isn't an Olympic event as yet. Mind you, they do have world championships. Don't get it. Don't think that's actually yoga. All right, uncross. All right, just have a little shake of the legs again. And then just settle in and notice what you notice. Nice. Okay. Left hand to the outside of the right leg. We're going to slide it down, hinging only. But of course, now there's a tiny little twist in it. Sliding down as far as you can comfortably go with your hand. So maybe you get to the ankle, maybe you get to the outside of the calf muscle, just wherever you get to. Your right hand with in a little TP with your fingers, press down into the floor next to your upper thigh. And when you do that, turn to the right. So you're using that right hand to leverage yourself around, but you're stabilizing how far you're leaning forward by hanging on to wherever that left hand is. Hope that makes sense. Beautiful stretch, this. Okay, and then just walk the right hand down. So you're sort of lessening the twist again. So I'm just walking my fingers down and then walk it back and press again and turn. So when we press, the body kind of lifts up a little as it turns. Nice. Getting into the tissues around the hips in the lower back, loosening all that, rehydrating. Remember, I've said that when we move our body in yoga, we hydrate the cells, we create more easy water. We're warming up or creating piezoelectricity as well, which creates more exclusion zone, so layers on more water. Okay, come back to center. Be there for a moment, feel in. Don't know about you guys, but I'm starting to feel nice and loosey-goosey. Yeah, nice. All right, other side now. So right hand to the outside of the left leg, slide it down to wherever you get to. It may be the same distance, it may be further or not. And then the left hand comes up here and we push and twist to the left. Spine stays nice and long. We're grounded in the sit bones. Remember to keep your breath going. Don't hold your breath. Okay, walk those fingers back down. So you're coming out of the twist slightly and stretching. And then walk them back and we're going to go again. Press down, turn, lengthen, open the heart space. Beautiful. Bring it back, sit on up. Just be there for a moment. Let that settle in. Bring your knees up, feet together, and let your knees fall open now. This is just to finish off this part of the sequence that we're doing. Again, another little bounce. You can go slow, you can go fast, you can go big, you can go little. Do you feel into the groins, noticing, the opening there. You can have your feet nice and close if you like. You can have them further away from your body, whatever feels comfortable and right for you today. Okay, so keep bouncing. Close your eyes and feel into that bounce. And then really slowly bring the bounce to a stop and notice the resonance. You kind of feel the energy still bouncing. Right. Make a few little circles, just nice little circles while you've got your legs in this position. Change direction. Good. Okay, bring the knees up, use your hands, pull the legs up, have a little hug, wrap them up, tuck your chin, stretch the back body. Oh. Just let yourself relax here for a moment. So lessening the hug, the squeeze, just let yourself rest there and be soft. I mean, I love how your camera moves all the time. Zooms in and zooms out. It's awesome. I love it. I want one of them. All right. How are we feeling? All good? Good. Okay, come onto your hands and knees now. Okay. And we're going to do some cat-cow. Let's get some, because we've been sitting for a while, we're going to get some movement going up along the spine and into the lower back. So we'll concentrate more there for a moment rather than in the hips and the legs. Okay. So again, maybe your hands are directly under your shoulders, maybe they're a little further forward, maybe they're a little wider, maybe your fingers are pointing outwards slightly. Do what's right for your wrists and your shoulders. And then when you're ready, just take a little pause in tabletop and feel where your spine's at. Get in touch with your breath. And then inhale, we're going to look forward first, opening the chest. And then exhale, we're going to round the back, tuck the tail, tuck the chin. Enjoying that stretch in the low back. Keep going now. Just moving slowly with your breath. So yes, we're working with our hips and legs. Remember though that, you know, the tissues below the hips, so the hamstrings, the psoas muscle, the quads, even the calf muscles, all affect how the pelvis is positioned, and the tissues above the pelvis as well come into play. So, you know, when we think about working with the pelvis, we want to work the whole system as well. It's really important. Okie doke. Come forward. And then this time round the back and come down onto your elbows, but we don't need to get the bottom all the way down to the floor. Just bend the elbows. As we round the back, the belly moves in toward the spine and we get a big stretch here. We feeling that? Yeah, good. Okay, come on up again with the inhale. We're going to do that just a few times. We exhale. As we exhale, the belly moves back toward the spine, the lower back rounds, and our elbows come down to the floor. We're not thinking about trying to get our hips to our bottom to the heels. And then again, inhaling up. And exhaling down. This time, maybe your bottom goes a little further. Once more, up. And last time, rounding, elbows come down, and then bring your bottom down as far as you feel up to. So maybe you rest down on your heels, maybe you're somewhere near that, but just keep the belly tucked in under. Maybe your forehead can rest on the floor. Maybe you make a stack. And then completely relax in this position. So let go of the belly. Let your body breathe all the way down into the belly now. Let everything soften. And with deep belly breaths, feel the back of the pelvis, the low back, feel the tissues move as you breathe. That feels beautiful. I love that feeling. All right, come on up onto your hands and knees. We're going to come into dog just briefly. So tuck your toes. If you want to do this on your chair, feel free. Push your way up and back. Nice big bend in the knees. And think about reaching your sit bones high and away from your hands. So really stretching your spine, stretching your waist. And then just relax that a little and start to paddle out your feet. So we've already done quite a bit of opening in the back of the legs. So you might be just here releasing the ankles and the feet a little more rather than the back of the legs, maybe the Achilles. And then we're going to bring our right foot in. So bring your left foot down, your right foot in, and take it a little further so there's a nice angle on the shin, and then shift your weight forward. So if you need a blanket under your back knee, do that. Get yourself prepared so you can do it without squirming around. Okay, and then place your left hand on the floor and your right hand on your knee and turn to the right. So just again, we're leveraging using that hand. And then can you sink a little more? Getting into the hips here. Good. Bring the right hand back down. Walk your way back and flex the right foot. Drawing it back. Okay, walk forward. Push yourself up this time. We're up above, that's it. Lift up the left arm and lean over to the right. So getting into the left hip flexor, having a nice big stretch there. And we'll go from here into a twist. So bring that left hand to the outside of the right knee, twisting around to the right. Bring it back. We're going to move back into dog. So we bring the hand down, take the foot back, push your way up into dog. And again, find that nice long spine first, and then paddle it out. Already feels better in this dog. I'm sure you guys feel that as well. All right, let's do the other side now. So the right knee comes down, the left foot comes forward on an angle so that we get a nice deep lunge. Sink your way in. Yep. And then the right hand goes down, the left hand goes onto the thigh. I'm going to change my position for you. And all we do is turn. So press down into that hand and turn. So we're already getting into the psoas on the right. You should be able to feel that. But we're obviously stretching into the left side as well. You'll be able to feel that as well. Okay, and then we straighten the left leg, draw the toes up. Keep the breath flowing. Okay, walk your way forward again, and then push your torso up. That's it. Right arm comes up. We lean to the left, really getting even more length in the right side now. And turning to the left. Hand goes to the outside, right hand outside of the knee, and left arm sweeps behind. Walk your way back. Sorry, bring yourself back. I'm watching the dogs have a fight. And then take yourself back into dog. I'll just turn myself around. Back into dog. Nice and long. Paddle it out. Notice how that feels. Okay, just take a pause in dog or in Eastern prayer, whichever you feel you want to do. So maybe the heels come down toward the floor. If you're in dog, keep the bottom high and the spine long, or rest in Eastern prayer. Nice. And then we're going to come up to standing. So take your time, however you want to get there. Come up and we'll all meet in mountain pose. Take a pause here and feel in. Five little half salutes we're going to do. Let's get this prana flowing through the body. Inhale, reach the arms out and up. And exhale and fold. Halfway up on the inhale. Nice long spine. Exhale down. Inhale, press down through the feet, lift up through the belly and all the way up. That's one. Keep going. 4 more times on your own, at your own pace. Be really mindful of what you're doing. Go at your own pace. You may be quicker than me, you may be slower than me, but we'll all end up again and meet in mountain pose. Again, enjoy this pause in your practice. Okay. So you may need a chair if you want to use a chair. You can use a block if you want to use a block. I'll have both here. Oh, I'm going to move that. Thank you. So we're going to do another little sequence and we'll be doing half moon pose, which we haven't done for ages. So just, yeah, if you want to use your block, if you haven't done it for a long time and you think, oh, that sounds a bit hard, you might want to use a wall or a chair, whatever you feel you want to use. Have that there. All right, but for now, we're going to step to the top of the mat. And we're going to step the right foot back. A nice big step back. And we're in warrior one stance. Okay. So the front knee's bent. And again, we're just going to come up into warrior one and open that right hip flexor. And then we're going to come forward like we did the other day. I think we did it the other day, and bring the knee up. Yeah. And then come back into warrior one. Yeah. And then we're going to come into warrior three. You can use the chair if you like and just lift up the leg, whatever works. Okay, we're going to come from here into warrior one. So plant that foot back down, arms come up. And then we're going to lift the knee back up. Hands come down, knee comes up. Yep, awesome. Let's go again. Warrior one. Warrior three. Warrior one. I don't know what this is called, but just bring the knee up. Don't think it's called anything. Nice. Mountain pose. Might feel a bit odd. It's okay. I'm going to change sides. Okay, warrior one with the left foot back. Set yourself up. Arms come up. So just feeling into the left hip flexor, the left psoas area. Okay, you're going to step forward and bring the left knee up. Hands come down. We're going to step back into warrior one. You can do all this with your hands on your hips if you like. Warrior three. Warrior one. Step forward, lift the knee. Warrior one. One more round. Warrior three. One. Bring the knee up. Nice. And mountain pose. Maybe you shake the legs. So there's a lot of opening in the hip flexors there, but there's also a lot of strengthening happening in the glutes, the low back, and the hamstrings. Just feeling into that. I don't know about you, I feel taller. I feel much taller. That's got to be a good thing. Okay. Step your left foot back, right foot there. Left foot forward, right foot back for a triangle kind of position. Yeah. And you know I don't like doing triangle with your legs straight. So nice, easy bend in the knee. Have your block handy or your chair handy for half moon pose. If you want to do this on a wall, back yourself up to a wall. Okay. So a nice easy triangle with your knee slightly bent. Lift the arms up and then tilt. So we're opening the hips. Watch this one. So what I don't want anyone to do is this. Okay? We don't do that anymore. We're doing this. Yep, that's it. We're just tilting in the hip joint. And then we're getting the support of our core. So if you can imagine your waist drawing in this position and feel your spine lengthen when you do that, and then turn the chest. Nice. Yep, that's it. Beautiful. There's a lot of core strength going on there. All right, then place your right hand on top of your hip, your left hand either on your block, forward of your foot, or on the chair, or I'll show you a different variation as well on the chair a bit close. Hang on. There we are. And you're going to look down at your hand, and you're going to shift your weight forward onto that left leg and start to straighten the leg and lift the right leg up. So you can hang on to the, just place your hand on the chair like so. There we are. Woo. I've got a cramp in my hip. You can do that. You can place your elbow on the chair and hang your fingers around. That's even more stable. Or as I said, I've got my blankets in the way, but I'll get them out of the way. I'll show you. Woo! You can use the wall for support as well. That just, you don't even have to lean on the wall. It's just the your glute just really slightly touching the wall, and it tells your brain, oh, yep, we got this, nice and steady here. So just choose whichever you want to do, because we're going to do another round. Okay. All right. Sorry about that little pause in pose. All right, can you lift your arm up? No. Okay, bend the front knee again. Come back into triangle. So starting here first and then tilting. Lengthen the spine. We're doing triangle, doing triangle. That's it, yep. And then right hand comes to the hip. Left hand goes to your support, your chair or your block. And we slowly shift our weight forward and lift the back leg. Nice. Nice. Okay, bring that right leg in. Come into a forward fold. Oh, maybe you're on the chair and your forehead's resting. Maybe you're just hanging up. Right, we're going to do the same on the other side. So choose if you need to put your chair on the other end so you can see, or you've got it down pat. Actually, I might turn away from the camera so you can see what that's going to look like on the other side. That'll be okay. So this time it's the right foot forward, the left foot back. So setting up for triangle. So you can see my left foot is on an angle here. Yeah. Front knee slightly bent. So it's not a lunge, but just slightly bent. Arms come up. And then we just tilt. Draw the belly in on the exhale. That'll keep the spine nice and long. And then we turn the chest toward the ceiling. Nice. Left hand comes to the hip. Right hand goes to the block or the chair, whatever you've got. And we shift our weight forward. I'm way too close again. Shift our weight forward. Straighten the front leg. Lift the back leg. Turn the chest just like we did before. Maybe we reach the arm. Really strong on the glutes. On the deep hip muscles, like the piriformis and your smaller gluteal muscles. Okay, back into triangle. Bend the front knee, bring the left leg back down. Come back up with the torso and then into triangle. Once more, half moon, hand to the hip, front hand wherever you're going. Left leg comes up, front leg, right leg straightens. Maybe the hand stays on the hip there. Maybe it lifts up. Okay, left leg comes back down, come into mountain pose here. So through a little forward fold, roll your way up. Take a little pause, notice what you notice, and then give yourself a little shake out. So a wiggle, whatever, you know, maybe the legs shake, maybe the legs shake, maybe the whole body just wiggles. Ah, I feel so good. You know, I like doing this. Shake it all out. And then come back into mountain pose. Oh, yeah. Okay, nice. Come back down onto the floor now. We're going to go onto our back, but do it through a forward fold. So just rolling or folding your way forward. Hang out here for a moment. And then maybe you kind of just take your bottom down, maybe you take your knees down, whichever is easier for you to get onto the floor. I'm just going to move the chair. And onto your back. Yep, hug your knees. Exactly. Give yourself time to rest here. Maybe you just hold the squeeze. Maybe you do a little bit of Uttanasana, just really gently moving the knees away, drawing them in. Nice. And then bring your feet into constructive rest. And then very gently, little sways from side to side. So I'm talking a matter of centimeters. Just really small little movements from side to side. And that's just to massage the back of the pelvis on the floor. Cross the right leg over the left leg. And then hug it in. Maybe you hang on to the left knee, maybe behind the left knee, whatever works. Maybe you need an arm extension and you use a belt, whatever works. Let your belly relax, let your shoulders relax, let your jaw relax. When your jaw relaxes, your pelvic floor relaxes. So it'll soften all around the pelvis. Let the body breathe. No need to breathe in a specific way. It's a little bit restricted like this. No clenching of the teeth. Okay, bring the left foot down onto the floor and take the right leg up to the ceiling. And just point and flex the toes or the foot. Lower it, float it to the floor. Lift the right arm up above your head, along the floor behind you. And have a bit of a stretch from your toes, from your fingers, and then let it go, let it soften. And again, stretch, soften, stretch, and soften. Okay, bring the right hand down now. Take the left leg down to the floor alongside the right. And then you're going to open up the knee. You're going to slide the foot up along the inside of the leg until you get to like a reclining tree pose. Hang out there for a moment. Draw the knee up so that foot's in constructive rest. Yep, foot's on the floor. And then slide it down alongside the other leg again. Nice, we're going to do that again. Open the knee out, slide the side of the foot up alongside, so you're in tree pose. Yep. Hang out there, let everything soften and open. Lift the knee back up to constructive rest and slide it back down. So we're making circles in the hips essentially. We open the knee out, the foot stays on the floor, the side of the foot this time, and as we bend the knee, it slides the foot up the inside of the left leg until we get to tree pose. And then we pick the knee up and we're back in constructive rest on that side. Okay, pick the left leg up now, cross it over the right knee. Nice, hug it in. Relax everything. The right foot on the floor, the left leg goes to the ceiling. Point and flex. Float it down to the floor. Lift the left arm above the head. And of course, you're stretching the arms, the fingers, the foot, the toes. And relax. 2 more times. Stretching on the inhale. See how long you can get. Relax on the exhale. Last one. Let it go. Bring the arm down, take the right foot, slide it down alongside. Yep. Then we're going to do the same, working toward tree pose. So we open out the left knee, we bend it, the side of the left foot slides up the inside of the right leg till we get to tree pose. It can only go so far. And that's where your tree pose is. Let your hips, your glutes, everything soften. And then slowly raise the knee, foot stays on the floor, but we come back into constructive rest on that side. And we slide the foot back down alongside the other one. That's one. We're going to do two more. Open out. Rest. Make sure your glutes are not switched on. Make sure they're relaxed both sides. Very easy to switch on the right glute here. Okay, pick up the right leg. Sorry, left leg. Slide it down. You know where you're going. This is the last round. Open it out, slide it back up. Relax. Oh, my hip just went click. That's good. Nice. Pick it up. Pick the left leg up, the right leg up as well now. Into constructive rest. Take them a tiny little bit wider. And again, really small movements. Back into true constructive rest. So just bring that feet in line with the sit bones. If you've got a block, use a block. If you don't, it doesn't matter. But this distance, so we've got this one, this one, and this one. So the middle distance, pop that between your knees. If you don't have a block, it's okay. And I'd like you to press down, ground your feet down into the mat. So as you push down, make sure that you press the balls of your big toes into the floor, your heels, and you'll notice your pelvis already kind of engaging. Squeeze the block a little. If you don't have a block, draw up, imagine zipping up between your thighs, like activating the inner thigh. The pelvic floor, the belly moves back toward the spine, and we just tilt the pelvis back ever so slightly. And we hold that engagement. You won't be able to breathe into your belly. That's okay. Don't lift the low ribs and arch the back. Press the the back ribs down into the floor. We're not lifting the pelvis up. We're just engaging. Okay, relax everything. We're going to do that 2 more times. Inhale, exhale, press into the feet. Activate the inner thigh. Maybe you're squeezing the block. Belly moves down. That will help to tilt the pelvis ever so slightly and tuck the tailbone. Press the low back ribs down into the floor. You may have a little shake in your legs. That's okay. Don't hold your breath. And relax. Give it time to soften. And then do the last one. Down, draw up through the midline, squeeze, tilt, belly presses down, ribs press down. hold. And let go. Nice and slowly, let it soften. Take the block out if you're using a block. Just letting yourself feel here. Hopefully that has brought the pelvic bones, the sacrum, all back in together. And we're going to come into Savasana now. So grab your bolster, a blanket, a jumper. It's a bit cool today. We're not used to this. So take your time, set yourself up, relax your legs over the bolster. You may like to pop a bit of weight over the top of the pelvis as well. And make sure you're nice and warm. Make sure that you're nice and warm. And I think I might read you a story today just because I can. So once you're in the position of Savasana, feel where you come in contact with the floor, with your mat. Your body's got so much weight piled up, that's nice. So feel your heels, the backs of the legs, the glutes, back of the pelvis, whatever parts of the back, areas of the back that are touching the mat. Maybe it's the mid-spine area, the ribs, the shoulder blades, back of the shoulders, back of the head, back of the arms and hands. Not sure if I said it, back of the head. Whole back body, soften. Let the front body sink down into the back body. And observe your body in total surrender. I'm just going to open the book to any page. Let's see where we land. Interesting. Okay, so we've been working with the pelvis area, the pelvic area. And I've landed on Aphrodite. Appreciate the true meaning of feminine consciousness. I've never read this one before, so let's see where it takes us. This journey was created to counteract the negative imagery and messages that women often receive about their bodies in this culture. It helps redefine, reenact, and empower a woman's concept of the beauty and sacredness of her body as a reflection of her soul, of herself. Use this guided imagery to bring wonder, appreciation, and true meaning of the feminine consciousness and body awareness. Allow yourself to let go, to be with your breath. Feel yourself relaxing deeper and deeper, letting go more and more. Deeper and deeper within, where you will find your power. The best way to know Goddess Aphrodite is to experience her within yourself. Descend deeper down through a spiral staircase. And when you reach the bottom, find yourself on a beach. A warm, beautiful, sunlit beach. Allow your eyes to look around and take in all that there is for you. Now find your eyes looking out over the water. A beautiful, sparkly, clear, blue-green ocean. A fathomless, ever-shifting sea. Symbol of the essential female. Allow yourself to really be in this place of yours. Take in its sights, sounds, smells, and sensations. Take a moment to explore this special place of yours. It is here in this splendid place that you will encounter Aphrodite. Aphrodite, golden one, primal mother of all creation. Woman born of the foam of the sea. Aphrodite, mediator between earth, sky, and sea. Our inner goddess who outwardly manifests herself to us as morning dew, the mist or cloud, as fertilizing rain, and as the sea. Out on your ocean now, see Aphrodite carried along the waves in the soft foam of the sea, accompanied by her sea nymph companions. This is Aphrodite, virgin goddess in the original sense, one in herself, sensual but always independent, a blend of receptivity and focus. She is the intense love and understanding that connects, creates, and begets all life. Have her move closer now. Aphrodite, a friendly, smiling, laughter-loving goddess who combines wild animal desire with the sophisticated arts of love. Her intelligence is intuitive. She harbors no anxieties or ambivalence about sex and her body, for she knows that she alone owns her body. Let her now approach you and have her place a sparkling golden shawl around your shoulders and say to you, remember always that this goldenness of womanhood is eternally yours. You are Aphrodite, a part of me. You dance for a moment on that sunlit beach, celebrating this golden being that is woman, that is you. Once you've finished, Aphrodite approaches you once again and hands you a beautiful shell that she's brought with her from the sea. She lovingly gives it to you, saying, I give this as a symbol of your sexuality, that which belongs to no one but you. Rejoice in your power. No one but you may own or control your body. All acts of love of your choosing are my rituals. Let there be beauty and strength in your body, power and compassion, honor and humility, mirth and reverence felt in every cell of your being. Experience your sexuality as a force of transformation, not of possession or being possessed. Tap the Aphrodite energy that urges you to dance radiantly, to flow, soar, and glow in joyful appreciation of your whole being. You are fully with Aphrodite now, alchemical goddess, the golden one, soul of the world, energy whose presence gives luster and brightness. Her energy shines forth from within, which like a magnet draws waves of loving energy to you. Aphrodite's love is a love far greater than just romantic or sexual love. She is also platonic love, self-love, deep friendship, soul connection, rapport, empathetic understanding. All are expressions of the love that Aphrodite draws to herself. And now it's time to view the ever-present other side of this wondrous alchemical force that is Aphrodite. For along with the strength of love comes strong passions of hate, rivalry, and jealousy as well. Emotions that can provoke others to murder, go to war, to feud with friends and relatives. Aphrodite's dark side. The love Aphrodite can arouse may sometimes turn to hate, just as the consequences of love can sometimes be disastrous. Aphrodite's urge towards sweet desire, intense yearning, regardless of the end toward which it is directed, can lead to great suffering as well as joy. Make her presence a sometimes frightening experience. While Aphrodite's energy is indispensable to life and creativity, if left uncontrolled, her power can also be all-consuming and destructive to ourselves. Yet Aphrodite never lets you forget that you always have choice and control in keeping a rein on her emotions. Lead yourself back now to your sunlit beach, rejoicing in your experience of all of Aphrodite, sensing your wholeness. Feel once again the warmth of the sun's rays, the ocean spray, and the day's golden glow. On your beach, in preparation for leaving her presence, create a sacred space in Aphrodite's honor, a place resplendent with symbols of her presence: the dolphin, the dove, the swan and sparrow, a golden apple, pearls from the sea, a beautiful shell, a lily, water mine, a rose, or any other symbol that arises for you from your own inner place of Aphrodite. Create a space of honor for her within you, a place to which you may return whenever you choose. Aphrodite, the Golden One, is the power, glory, and magnetism of all forms of love. She embodies the aspect of the feminine that of her own choosing seeks relationship and union with others. Find a way now to leave your beach and gradually return to the present, bringing with you the memory of Aphrodite, flower goddess, she who whispers from the ocean, lover of laughter, giver of joy. Where she walks, the earth blooms beneath her feet and draws forth the hidden promise of life. Remember, she is always and forever a part of you. I'm just going to let you be with that for a few more minutes. So you can choose how to finish your practice. Now, if you want to finish your practice with a bit more quiet and more time in Savasana, feel free to stay there. Otherwise, I invite you to roll yourself over and sit yourself up. And just finish your time here, just with your breath. Your focus being on your breath, being soft in your body, in your heart, in your mind. And if that little story resonated with you, feel free to hold that feeling of Aphrodite that is within you. Feel the love in your heart space. Power in your belly. creativity of femininity in your pelvis. I invite you to stay here as long as you desire to do so. And I'll close off the practice. Namaste.